Is this movie a flop? I think so, actually. I do. Did you guys know the role of Cheetah was originally offered to Emma Stone, but she turned it down? Apparently, the director really wanted Kristen Wiig anyways, so it worked out. But interesting. All right, if you like Gal Gadot at all, if you like her as Wonder Woman at all, it's worth it enough to see this movie. It's the next chapter in her adventure. Brings back some old characters, brings in some new ones. Kristen Wiig's actually pretty good in the role. Yeah, if that's good enough for you, check it out. All right, review over for all of you that just left. For the rest of you, let's get into it. I don't know how many people I've heard say this movie isn't good or that it's a flop. Whenever I hear that, I gotta see it for myself. I gotta see it. I'm curious. I was able to watch it, and you know what it is? It's one of those films where Gal Gadot is great. As Wonder Woman, she's fantastic. I really like her in the role. I used to think that she was a bit too skinny for the role, which she kind of still is, but she has such a personality about her, such an upbeat, cool, calm, heroic personality here. Uh, she feels good in the role. Like I really enjoy her being in it. I can't picture anybody else in there. We'll see who they have next playing her. We'll see if I feel the same way. So what's the story about Travis? Well, she's now full-fledged Wonder Woman in the '80s, and she's pretty much playing it on the down low. You know, she's still working at that museum. You know, she's dusting off artifacts and trying to act like she's just this mundane museum worker. But how can you be a mundane museum worker looking like Gal Gadot? I don't think it's possible. It's actually one problem I have with the movie already, to be honest with you. You just don't really believe her alter ego. It's just like, that's Wonder Woman. You know what I mean? It doesn't, it's like the Superman stuff. He just takes off his glasses and he's Superman. You know what I mean? It's not very convincing. Cueing Kristen Wiig's character, where she's supposed to play like basically like a very shy, frumpy coworker, uh, and she's like kind of feeling like she's playing second fiddle to Diana's character. Uh, that's pretty good, actually. It's interesting. It shines a certain kind of light on a reality that would be true. Like if you're standing next to a person like Wonder Woman, I could see why somebody might feel that way. I That's kind of the whole motivation for Kristen Wiig's character becoming Cheetah in the first place. People look over her, they bully her. You know, somebody that I can personally commiserate with. You know, like I in a sense, I was actually rooting for Kristen Wiig's character, which is good. That's a good aspect of the story. So, working in a museum, they stumble upon an artifact. It's called the Dreamstone. If you can't guess what it does, it grants the user a wish, a dream, if you will. Uh, Both of them wish for something kind of in jest. You know, they don't really expect it to happen. Wonder Woman's character, she wishes, without ruining too much, she wishes for somebody to come back from the whatever Chris Pine's character. She wishes for her old boyfriend to come back, and Kristen Wiig wishes to be more like Wonder Woman. They get their wishes, but it kind of comes to a slow realization. Along with that, Q Maxwell Lord, played by Pedro Pascal, I love him. I love him. I want you guys to understand how much I love him. I love him so much. What I'm about to say is disappointing. He plays a con man, businessman. Basically, he's a shyster in every way. He's got his own company, but it's going down, and he's trying to basically shyster his way to get it back up. He's got a son. He's got a but that's even all kind of messed up just through his kind of shisty ways. And he basically wants that stone for himself so he can get back on the up. That's kind of another problem with this movie is it's told from kind of three different perspectives in a way, mostly through Wonder Woman, but you kind of have it's too much of a I don't know a wide lens of story if that makes sense. It almost feels like this should have been like a TV series, and this really does, in my opinion, diminish Pedro Pascal's character. He's not a bad character, but I don't know. I feel like he comes off as too much of a douchebag, too much of a grifting douchebag to really be invested in him. Even though I think, given enough time, again through like a TV series or something like that, his character could really have a nice, solid, complicated story arc. Same thing goes for Wonder Woman's character. Her whole arc is that she gets reunited with Chris Pine's character, Steve Trevor, right? And it's nice and romantic. It is at a cost, and you kind of learn that too about this stone. Is these people get their wishes, but of course it's not just a clean wish. I wish, right? It does come indeed at a cost, and Wonder Woman, she slowly starts to realize that. That's also pretty good too. Again, if they had more time to focus on it and flesh it out, I would actually be more interested in that too. You can kind of see the common thread here. I don't care as much about Pedro Pascal's character. I don't care as much about Gal Gadot's character, Chris Pine's character, as much as I should. And then you have Kristen Wiig's character becoming Cheetah. Basically, she does become more strong and more agile, more powerful. Not quite like Wonder Woman, more like a cheetah. And you really get to see her kind of grow into it and use her powers. There's a moment where she gets attempted mug, but it doesn't really work out so well for the mugger. I wanted to see more of that too. They don't have enough to flesh her out either. None of these characters are given enough time to really realize themselves in the movie. It becomes a jumble and uninteresting. As much as I wanted to like each of them, interestingly, I really did. Yeah, it's just not good enough. Still though, it's still a pretty cool looking movie. The fight stuff's okay. What they do with Cheetah later on, when she becomes full fledged Cheetah, doesn't look very great. I'm not sure what they should have done, but not a great look for her. They should have just kept her looking human, honestly. Her armored bird suit's kind of weird. But whatever. You see it in like the trailers and the pictures, and it's only really in like one scene in the movie, and it's okay, but kind of unnecessary. But overall, the whole movie, it's worth one watch. You should watch it once just so you could talk about it. Oh, did you guys know she actually uses her tiara as a boomerang in this movie? It's supposed to be a nod to the 1975 Wonder Woman. All right, let me know what you guys think of this movie. And yeah, I'll talk to you later.